I'm Paul Grellong, author of Power of Sale. Power of Sale is a thriller. It's a play about a tenured professor at Harvard University who, because of what he sees as a flagging career and diminished relevance, decides to try and spark it by inviting a Holocaust denier, alt-right, would-be academic to campus. And the results of the play and the horrible fallout from his efforts to do so are tracked in a story that does not follow a linear narrative, but develops in a powerful way over the course of the night. And it's set in Boston, and it deals with issues of how hateful ideologies have been sneaking in to academic settings under the guise of free speech. Free speech, which is incredibly important, but hateful ideologies exist everywhere, not just the South. You know, we have plenty of it in California, and it's something that I think will resonate everywhere. And these are conversations that we're happy to start down here, but conversations we hope to continue elsewhere. I wrote a version of this play many years ago and then shelved it to focus on writing other things. But I was pulled back to it by current events. And what drew me back to it was a more heightened version of what drew me to it in the first place. It's always been a play about the rise of white nationalism, and it is still that play. It's still that thriller. But sadly, it's just never been quite as relevant as it is today. I wanted to tell this story specifically for the theater because theater fosters community engagement and discussion. And that's what I wanted for this play. It's a kind of engagement and discussion that's just different from the way we watch television, whether that's narrative or news. And that's why I'm really grateful to Warehouse and what they've done in bringing this to the Greenville community, because these are questions that I want lots of communities to wrestle with. That's what the play does. It poses questions, and tough ones, and we should be talking about them together. And that's a very different kind of engagement with material than the engagement that happens when we're all siloed off in our living rooms, which is just increasingly how we consume things. My connection to Greenville is Warehouse's artistic director, Mike Splone, who's been a friend of mine for over 20 years and has read the first draft of everything I've written in that time. So I really ought to buy him a nice edible arrangement. He is a great dramaturg, and I know he's been a great artistic director for the Warehouse. So I'm just really proud that he wanted to bring a story like this and a new play like this one to the Greenville community as a way to start its journey and have this conversation happen here. That's what we really want, because it provides the opportunity with a thorny contemporary issue to have people really get into a discussion, get into it in the lobby during intermission, get into it after the play. And that's what we both want, and I'm just pleased we're able to do it together. With this play, it was important to me that each power dynamic between virtually all of these characters be completely upended by the end of the play from where it began. And that was obviously by design. And part of the fun of watching that play, we hope, and certainly part of the fun of working on it, is charting that course, is charting that journey in a structure of a play that's nonlinear but still really easy to follow. The questions this play raises and the topics that it deals with are challenging. And I mean that in a good way. So because the subject at the core here has the potential to be so toxic, it's true, with really only a couple of exceptions, that very few characters emerge clean. That to really roll your sleeves up and get your hands dirty with stuff like this is something that touches all these characters just in very, very distinct ways. That's honestly the greatest gift of a rehearsal process like this that I just don't get in the kind of writing I do for my work in television. And it's the opportunity to sit around a table with our great director, this fantastic cast, and dig into the scenes and explore this whole play and find moments that we think might need some tightening, some clarity. Where can we bring humor to the forefront? Where can we bring suspense to the forefront in these moments where those are the things that are called for? And so as we dive into this material and have sometimes the tough conversations this material elicits, I just feel really grateful every night when we rehearse. I think the quickest way to summarize it probably would be that the writing that you see on television is the product of collective effort, and for the most part, with exceptions, the writing that you see with a play like this is the product of solitary effort, right? Because when you watch a given episode of television, a lot of writers have had their hands in it, from the group of writers in the writer's room building the story together to, at the end, the senior writers taking a pass at the material before it's filmed. And with a play, you know, it's largely that one author's voice that you're seeing. And again, of course, there are exceptions to that. So I guess I'd say with playwriting, the collaboration comes after the writing has been done. And with television, the collaboration is the thing that allows the writing to be.